and welcome. Welcome to learning session number 10 of chapter number 2 of Science 1, which is periodic classification of elements. So we've completed the chapter, and what all have we seen till now? We have seen all these topics. Okay, so just check whenever I see these names, can you remember what the concept was, or can you remember 2-3 points about that particular topic? Okay, so Dobelinius triads. How many elements are there in one triad? And what is the speciality about Dobelinius triads? What was the demerits of Dobelinius triads? Can you remember any 1 or 2 points about what is wrong with Dobelinius triads? Next is Newland's law of octaves. What is Newland's law of octaves? Can you remember? Can you tell? Can you write Newland's laws of octaves? Why did Newland's octave fail? What were the demerits of Newland's octave? What did Mendeleev do different in his periodic table? And what was the speciality of Mendeleev's periodic table? What were the good things, which is merits of Mendeleev's periodic table? And what were demerits, bad things about Mendeleev's periodic table? If you're unable to answer any of these questions, open your notes, go back to your notes and just check your notes, or open the textbook and try to revisit those topics from the textbook or from your notes. Okay. Then we had seen structure of modern periodic table. What are the vertical columns called in modern periodic table? What are the horizontal rows called in periodic table? And Mendeleev's periodic table was made by Mendeleev. Modern periodic table was made by which scientist? That I haven't told you, but have you all gone through the textbook to see that? What is electronic configuration? If I give you, say, an element aluminium, can you write the electronic configuration for aluminium right now? Just check. Can you write the electronic configuration for sodium? You should be able to write the electronic configuration of any element given. Have you by hearted the first 20 elements with their atomic numbers? Have you by hearted the modern periodic table? I know it's a huge table and you cannot by heart the entire table, but at least the first group, second group, last group, second last group. Have you all by hearted those groups at least? Next, we had seen periodic trends in modern periodic table. So firstly, what is the difference between valency and valence electrons? Then once you know what valency is, once you know the definition of valency, what is going to happen to valency as you move from left to right in one particular period? And how is valency going to change in one particular group? Similarly, how is atomic size going to change from left to right? And how is atomic size going to change from top to bottom? You should know that. Next, electropositivity. What is electropositivity? And what is the connection between electropositivity and metallic character? What is the connection between electronegativity and non-metallic character? How is electropositivity going to change from left to right and top to bottom? And the same question for electronegativity. All these answers you all should have. And if you all cannot answer, if you all were not able to answer any of these questions, pause the video right here, go back to your notes, go back to your textbook, read through it again, and then come back to this video. Because if finished the chapter, you all should have known all these things by now. Okay. I don't know why this ad keeps popping up again and again in my videos, but I'll wait for it to go away. Okay. So today we are not going to cover any new topic. We are only going to discuss a few end of chapter questions so that you all know which type of questions can be asked in the board exam, what type of questions you all need to be ready to answer in the exam. Okay. So this is the first question. I'm not going to solve any of the questions today. Okay. Most of the questions, or rather all of the questions, you all are going to try to solve by yourself. And you will gain something out of the video only when you try by yourself. If you just watch the video and do not try to write the answers by yourself, or you just copy from the screen whatever answers I have written, you won't understand, you won't gain something out of the video. If you write the answers correctly and then check it, it is going to increase your confidence. If you write something wrong and then check and correct it, then you are going to learn from your mistakes. So make sure you are writing the answers while watching this video. Okay. And also for that, keep your pen and pencil and even textbook ready. You all can refer the modern periodic table from the textbook while writing the answers. But remember, in the board exam or even any other exam related to 10th standard, you won't be given the modern periodic table. So parts of it has to be by hearted. For example, first group, entire group has to be by hearted. Second group, entire group has to be by hearted. Similarly, last and second last group, entirely it has to be by hearted. You should know what elements come in first period, second period, third period, so on and so forth. Okay. So with those things out of the way, these are the first set of questions. Okay. This question number 3 at the end, given at the end of your chapter on page number 28. Read the question. Sorry, pause the video, read the question, write the answers. Okay, and write the answers in full sentence. Don't write one word answers. So write the answers in full sentence in your notebooks. I'm going to wait for 5 seconds. Okay, I hope you tried to write the answers and you were able to write at least 2 to 3 answers. Okay, now let us see the answers to the question. An element has its electronic configuration 2, 8, 2. Now answer the following questions. What is the atomic number of element? What is the atomic number? It is the number of electrons or number of protons in that atom. So ये अगर electronic configuration में जितने भी numbers दे, if you add them up, that will give you the total number of electrons. So 2 plus 8 is 10, 10 plus 2 is 12. So 12 will be the atomic number of this element. Again, do not write one word answers in your notebook. Write answers in full sentence. Okay. So the full sentence mein answer, how will you write? The atomic number of this element is 12. That is how you write in full sentence. Next. What is the group of this element? So यहाँ पे last में, in the last orbit, you have 2 electrons. So in group number 1, last orbit में you have 1 electron. In group number 2, in the last orbit, you will have 2 electrons. So because this has 2 electrons in its last orbit, that's why its group will be group 2. Okay. To which period does this element belong? So first period will have only one orbit. Second period will have 2 orbits in the atom. Third period will have 3 orbits in the atom. So because this element has, or this atom has 3 orbits, it will belong to period number 3. Okay. Next, with which of the following elements would this element resemble? Resemble means it is similar. Okay, it will have similar properties to which of the following elements. So here they have given elements, and in the bracket they had also given you the atomic numbers. Okay, so the answer is beryllium, and the reason is you just try to find out the electronic configuration of beryllium. Electronic configuration of beryllium is 2, 2, right? So here also it has two electrons in the last orbit. Here also it has 2 electrons in the last orbit. So number of valence electrons is equal. Both their valence is also 2. Okay, so because the valence electrons, number of valence electrons is equal, valency is equal, that's why they will have similar properties. Okay, so your answer was beryllium. Okay, let's move ahead. I hope you'll write answers in the full sentence. Okay, here in the notebook itself, and again when you write exams, in the exam also always write answers in full sentence. Okay. These are the next set of questions. Again, pause the video here, read all the questions and try to write the answers by yourself in notebook. Okay, don't just think about the answer. हाँ, मैंने question पढ़ लिया, I've thought of the answer. Now I'll see whether whether the answer I've thought of is correct or not. Don't do that. Write the answers. Okay. So I'll wait for 5 seconds for you to complete writing the answers. Okay, I hope you have the answer to most of these questions by now. Okay, let us see the answers. Write the names from the description. Okay, it's just name the following. Very likely to come in objectives in board exam. Okay, so the period with electrons in shells K, L and M. So K, L and N are the name of the first 3 shells, right? So whenever there are electrons in 3 shells, you know that it is from period number 3. Okay. Next, group with 0 valency. Which group is has valency 0? The last group, right? So last group is made up of noble gases. So noble gases have their last orbit completely filled. So their valency will be 0. So the answer is group 18. Next, the family of non-metals having valency 1. So you want firstly valency 1, right? Valency 1 किस किसका होगा? Group number 1 has valency 1. And group number 17 also has valency 1. Group number 18 ka valency is 0. So group number 17 has valency 1 and group number 1 also has valency equal to 1. But they've asked it is a family of non-metals. So you know that left side mein you have metals and right side mein you have non-metals. So when they ask you to write the family of non-metals, it means you will take group number 17. And notice the name of group number 17, it has a special name, okay? So group number 17 is, all the elements in group number 17 are also called as halogens. Okay. Next, family of metals having valency 1. Now you know what is the family of non-metals having valency 1? So metals का क्या होगा? Basically group number 1. What is group number 1 called as? Group number 1 is also called as alkali metals. Okay. Similarly, family of metals having valency 2. Valency 2 वाले group 2 भी होंगे and group 16 भी होंगे. Okay. Group 16 also has valency 2. Group 2 also has valency 2. But group 16 is made up of non-metals and metalloids. They have asked only about metals. So metals के लिए you will only take group 2. Group 2 का again it has special name. Group 2 special name is alkaline earth metals. Okay. So you need to remember these special names. Group 1 is called as alkali metals. Group 2 is called as alkaline earth metals. Group 17 is called as halogens. And group 18 is called as noble gases. Okay. So we're done with question number E as well. Next, the metalloids in the second and the third period. So is second period this? Okay. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. This is the second period. So which is the metalloid? Boron. Boron is neither a metal nor a non-metal. Okay. So boron is a metalloid. Next, group 3, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. So what are the non-metals over here? Okay, let me read the question again. They have asked metalloids. Okay. So metalloids में group 2 में there is boron is one metalloid. Group 3 में silicon is another metalloid. Okay, aluminium is a metal and phosphorus is a non-metal. Phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, all of these are non-metal. So एक ही non-metalloid है silicon and group 2 also has only one metalloid, boron. Okay, so boron and silicon are your answer. ये जो zigzag line है, at the border they will have all metalloids. Okay, so answer is boron and silicon. Last question. Okay, second last question. Non-metals in the third period. So where is third period? Period number 3 is here. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, so on and so forth. So this at the left side of this zigzag line, all of them are metals. Okay, sodium, magnesium, aluminium are metals. Silicon we have already seen it is a metalloid. So which are the remaining elements? Phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and argon. These four are non-metals. Okay. So your answer will be phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and argon. Okay. Give me a minute. Phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and argon. These four will be your non-metals. Okay. Next, two elements having valency 4. So valency 4 which group has? Group number 14 has valency 4. Okay, this you need to remember. So group number 14 has valency 4. So carbon I can take, silicon I can take, germanium also I can take, tin also I can take. Sn is the symbol for the element tin. So any element from this particular group, group number 14, I can write as the answer. I have taken the first two elements, which is carbon and silicon. Okay, so carbon and silicon have valency 4. Again, make sure while copying this in your notebook and writing answers in your exam, write the answers in full sentences. Okay, let us move ahead to the next set of questions. Okay, question number 5 given on page number 29. Again, I'm going to wait for 5 seconds for you to pause the video here, read the question and write down the answers in your notebook and then check your answers when I discuss the answers. Okay, so I'm going to wait for 5 seconds for you to pause and write the answers. Okay, 5 seconds are up. I hope you paused the video and have written and have got answers to most of these questions. Okay, so write the name and symbol of the element from the description. They have given the description of an element. So from the description, you have to write name of that element and symbol of that element, both. Okay, let us see the answers. The atom having smallest size. This is a very simple question. Atom having smallest size is obviously hydrogen. Next, atom having smallest mass, because hydrogen has only one proton and one electron, no neutrons. That's why also the lightest element. Okay, smallest atomic mass, any lightest. The weight is least. Which element will have the least weight? So that will be the element having smallest atomic mass, and again the answer is hydrogen. The most electronegative atom. This I wonder how many of the students got this one right. Okay, so fluorine I've written as the answer, electronegative. So we know that electronegativity increases from left to right, right? So from left to right, electronegativity is going to increase. Helium is not that electronegative because its last orbit is completely filled, so it is happy, it is stable, so it won't be able to electronegative यानी खुद को negative बनाना है, so it should be able to take electrons. But helium's last orbit is already full, so it won't be able to take electrons. So you'll have to come down, and once you come down left to right, electronegativity increases. So our answer will be fluorine. Okay, that's the logic you will apply to get to this answer. So answer is fluorine. Most electronegative atom, fluorine. Then most reactive non-metal. Why is the answer fluorine again? Electronegative यानी ability और tendency to gain electrons, right? So जितना easily electrons ले सकता है उतना easily bonds form कर सकता है. So जो इतना easily bonds form कर सकता है, that will react easily. Okay, it will react to other elements very easily. So most reactive non-metal is also fluorine. Okay, next, the noble gas which is smallest with the smallest atomic radius. Where are noble gases? Noble gases are here on the right hand side. Okay, so smallest size will be the one at the top, right? As you move from top to bottom, the atomic size increases. The smallest atomic size will be the topmost topmost noble gas, which is helium. So the answer is helium. Okay, again make sure you're writing the answers in full sentence. Okay, next, so question number 4 mein there are total of 8 questions. Okay, question number 4 mein there are total of 8 questions. We will do 2 questions at a time. Okay, so again read the questions. They've said they've asked you to write down the electronic configuration of these elements. If for example question number 1, all these elements you have to write the electronic configuration, and the numbers written on the bottom left are all atomic numbers, यानी उसमें उतने electrons होंगे. Okay, so for example, if it is written 15p, means P is for phosphorus and it has 15 electrons. So write electronic configuration for all of them. So make 2 columns. Okay, one column you write elements, second column you write electronic configuration, and answer the following question with explanation. So question written here is which of these elements belong to period number 3, and you'll also have to give explanation how did you arrive to that question answer. Okay, so I'm not going to wait for 5 seconds. I'm going to drink some water. Until the time I drink some water, I want you to pause the video and try to write the answers by yourself. Then we will discuss the answers. Okay. Okay, I am done drinking water. I hope you pause the video here and have written at least the electronic configuration. Ab tak electronic configuration should be very clear. Okay, first orbit mein 2 electrons, बाकी सब orbit में 8 electrons. That is how you find electronic configuration. Then we'll see if the answer to the questions are correct or not, and this is the explanation to the answer correct or not. Okay, so here you can see the 2 tables. So first one, I'm not going to explain the electronic configuration. Okay, you all should be able to write electronic configuration very well by yourself by now. If you're not able to write electronic configuration, please go back to a few learning sessions back where I had taught you how to write the electronic configuration. So the question was which of these elements belong to period number 3. So period number 3 means it should have 3 orbits, right? First period will have 1 orbit, second period elements will have 2 orbits, third period elements will have 3 orbits. So which all elements have 3 orbits? Silicon, sodium and phosphorus. Okay, so silicon, sodium and phosphorus belong to period number 3 as 3 shells, which is KLMN. KLMN is the name of the shells. Okay, first shell का नाम है K, second shell का नाम है L, third shell का नाम है M, fourth shell का नाम है LMN. I don't remember the name of the fourth shell. Okay, but these are the names of shells. So reason क्या है? Because 3 shells are occupied by electrons. That is why all of these elements belong to period number 3. So explanation is important here. Explanation will have separate marks. Next, again I'm not going to explain the electronic configuration. Question is which of these elements belong to the second group. Again for second group, the number of electrons in your last orbit should be 2. So किस last orbit में 2 electrons है. One is calcium, second one is beryllium. Okay, this answer you'll get only right when you write the electronic configuration correctly. So calcium and beryllium is your answer. Elements calcium and beryllium belong to the second group as they have 2 valence electrons. Again, your explanation should be right. Group 2 में इसीलिए है वो लोग because they have 2 electrons in their outermost shell, or valence electrons you can call them. Okay, let us move ahead. Again same thing, I'm going to wait for 5 seconds and ask you to read the question and try to solve and write the answer by yourself, and then we will discuss the answer. Okay. Okay, I hope you were able to write the electronic configuration and answer to these questions correctly. Okay, let us see the answers now. So now let us see the answer to these questions. Okay, so the question here is, which of which is the most electronegative element among these elements? Okay, so electronegative means what? Electronegative means it wants to make itself more negative. How will it make itself more negative? By accepting a few electrons. So which of these atoms will be able to accept electrons easily will be your answer. Okay, so the answer is the most electronegative element is oxygen, which has atomic number 8. Why? The reason is electronegativity decreases down a group. So as you move down a group, ऊपर से नीचे जाते हो, then your electronegativity is going to decrease. So you want something which is above. Okay. So aluminium has 3 orbits. Electrons in 3 orbits, यानी वो नीचे होगा third period में, बाकी सब second period में. As you move from top to bottom, electronegativity is going to decrease. So तुम्हें ज्यादा electronegative चाहिए तो तुम्हें ऊपर वाला element लेना होगा. So aluminium gets cut because वो थोड़ा नीचे है. It's in period number 3, बाकी सब period number 2 में. Next, it increases moving across a period from left to right. So as you move from left to right, the the electronegativity increases. So सबसे right में कौन सा है? सबसे right में oxygen होगा, right? Because it has the most number of electrons in last orbit. So that is why it must be at the right side of the periodic table. And as you move from left to right in a periodic table, you know that electronegativity is going to increase. So you wanted most electronegative. That's why you will take element which is the most, at the right end of the periodic table. Okay. So the answer was oxygen over here. Next, which is the most electropositive element? So electropositive के लिए उल्टा हो जाएगा. Electropositive means it wants to make itself positive. How will it make itself positive? By losing a few electrons. If it loses a few electrons, then it is going to become positive. Okay. So answer here is aluminium. Why aluminium? The most electropositive element is aluminium, as electropositivity increases down a group. So as you move from top to bottom, electropositivity is going to increase. Completely opposite of electronegativity. Okay. So यहाँ पे सबसे नीचे वाला element कौन सा है? Aluminium, right? Because aluminium belongs to period number 3. Whereas all other elements are from period number 2 and period number 2. So as you move from top to bottom, the electropositivity is going to increase. तुम लोग को most electropositive चाहिए, so your answer will be aluminium, which is a little below. Okay. Okay, let us move ahead to the next question now. Great. So again, I'm going to wait for 5 seconds for you all to pause the video, read the question, write the electronic configuration by yourself, and write the answer by giving correct explanation. Okay, and then we will discuss the correct answers. Okay. Okay, I hope you all were able to write the electronic configuration of all these elements and were able to write the correct answers with correct explanations. Okay. So I hope this is the correct. Give me a minute. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the answers to these questions are here. So again, I'm not going to explain the electronic configuration. The question was, which of these has the largest atoms? Now, largest atoms, you know that as you move from left to right, the atomic size is going to reduce. Why? Because more nuclear charge, more electrons, so the electrons are going to be attracted towards the nucleus, and the size is going to reduce. Okay. So all of them belong to period number 3. So left to right, as you go, the atomic size is going to decrease. So you want leftmost element. Leftmost element कौन सा है? Sodium, right? Because it is in group 1. Last में एक इलेक्ट्रॉन यानी वो group 1 में belong करता है. So sodium is the element which has the largest atom. Okay, so the element with the largest atom is sodium. And how will you write the reason? Because atomic size decreasing, moving across a period from left to right. So सबसे left में sodium है, so it will have the largest atom. Okay. Next, which of these atoms has the smallest atomic radius? Again, smallest atomic radius, you can see potassium has 4 orbits, lithium has 2 orbits, beryllium has 2 orbits, and sodium has 3 orbits. So you want small atomic size. So small atomic size के लिए the smaller the number of orbits, the better it is, right? जितना कम number of orbits होंगे उतना छोटा होगा वो atom. So यहाँ से potassium eliminate हो गया and sodium is also eliminated. So now you have to compare between lithium and beryllium. So lithium has one extra electron, which means it will have one extra proton. So because of that extra proton, the electrons will be pushed inwards, right? Hence, the correct answer is beryllium. Okay, the correct answer is beryllium because you want smallest atomic radius. So beryllium में increased atomic and nuclear, increased nuclear charge will pull the electrons inward. So your smallest element is beryllium. Okay. So the element with the smallest atomic radius is beryllium. Again, the reason is because the atomic size decreases moving across a period from left to right while it increases down the group. Okay, atomic radius, when you go from top to bottom, it is going to increase and left to right, it is going to decrease. So तुम्हें सबसे ऊपर का और सबसे right side वाला चाहिए. Okay, then that is beryllium. Okay, let us move. These are the last two questions. Again, make sure you're trying very hard. Make sure you're focusing and writing the electronic configurations correctly and try to critically think and give the correct answer with correct explanation. Okay, this is your last chance to check whether you have understood the entire chapter or not. So make sure you're doing this very sincerely. Okay, I'm going to wait for 5 seconds for you to read the question and write down the answer. Okay, I hope you all were able to write the electronic configurations and answer the questions with correct explanation. Okay. So these are the electronic configurations. Kindly cross-check whether you have written the correct electronic configurations in your notebook. The question here was, which of the above elements has the highest metallic character? Metallic character means, again, we know that metallic character decreases from left to right. So सबसे ज़्यादा metallic character कहाँ पे होगा? It will be at the left side. So तुम्हें group 1 का ideally चाहिए, which ideally group 1 का element चाहिए, because वो सबसे ज़्यादा left में होगा और left में metallic character सबसे ज़्यादा होता है. As you move from left to right, it is going to decrease. So group 1 का कौन सा element है? You have sodium. It has 1 electron in last orbit. It means it belongs to group 1. So it is the leftmost element amongst these elements. So hence the element with highest metallic character is sodium, as metallic character decreases moving across a period from left to right. Okay, and the answer to the last one is, which of the above elements has the highest non-metallic character? Now non-metallic character increases as you move from left to right. I repeat, non-metallic character increases as you move from left to right. So सबसे ज्यादा right में जो होगा उसका सबसे ज्यादा non-metallic character होगा. तो सबसे ज्यादा right में कौन सा element है इनमें से? Think it's fluorine, right? Because उसका last orbit में सबसे ज्यादा number of electrons है. So fluorine is group number 17. So fluorine will be the element which has highest non-metallic character. Reason, non-metallic character increases moving across a period from left to right. तो सबसे ज्यादा right में कौन सा है? Fluorine element. Okay. So answer was fluorine. So that's it for this learning session and that's it for this chapter as a whole. I hope you have understood the chapter. I think it's a very scoring chapter in Science 1. You don't have to think much. A few concepts you have to remember, a few things you have to remember. And if you remember those few things, you should be able to derive other things by one or two logical steps. Don't try to by heart each and everything. Okay, just remember the concepts and trends. कि left to right जाओगे तो क्या होगा, top to down जाओगे तो क्या होगा, what is the meaning of electropositivity, what is the connection between electropositivity and metallic character. All these small things if you remember, I think you should be able to score very good marks in this particular chapter in the board exam. Okay, so that's it for this learning session. I hope you all were able to learn something new in this today's class, and I will see you all in the next chapter of Science 1, of Science 2, I don't really know, but I'll see you all in the next chapter. Okay, see you guys, and till then, peace.